Hey guys, how you doing? Put together here a long video. It's gonna be based on something that I heard of a famous CC recently on the PC side, say. And just to get out of the way what he said, I'll do it right at the beginning of the video. It's going to be kind of long, but I hope you understand the point. He said, and I'm just going to quote the first couple sentences that are relevant, and then kind of paraphrase the best I can what he said towards the end of the video. In the video, he's playing a tank, and he's the first two games are losses, and then the final game he wins. So he's summarizing that, right? The first two games and then how they differed from the last game. And he said, in talking about the last game that he played, he said actually having a team this time, it is a rare game when you can actually make an influence in the game. So let me just repeat that because I thought it was interesting. I thought it was enlightening. I was so glad he said it, and it's starting to come out. It is a rare game when you can actually make an influence in the game. And he talked, let me paraphrase now, and talking about the first two games, he said we are losing and there is nothing we can do about that. And then we are winning, talking about the last game. And even if I were not in this game, we would win anyway. Again, that's from a famous CC on the PC side. Now, what I'm showing you some video here where guys are completely out of position, and you know, there's we got 4 guys in 2 platoons, and in all of these examples that I'm going to use, well, most of them here, guys willingly box themselves into a corner. On my team, they don't want to go and meet the enemy. I'm the only one who thinks it's important in these examples to go where the enemy is going and to meet them and try and stop them. So in other words, I get punished because I know what I'm doing. You may laugh at that, think that's silly, but I'm doing what I'm look at the guys who are left. And look at where they're positioned on the map. They took themselves right out of the game by not wanting to engage the enemy World of Warship style at the beginning. They want to engage at the end because this is what is rewarded, just like in World of Warships. This is what Wargaming, the sandwich artist team who designed this scoring system, this is what Wargaming rewards. Not so much with these guys, but even though they were the top tier platoon, they didn't do much by sitting over there in that far end. If they had kept driving, just keep driving. And fire the gun. Drive forward, fire the gun, win the game. Or at least give your team a chance at winning the game. See, what I think the CC is saying, and finally admitting to, is one guy could not control the outcome of a game where there's 30 guys on the team. 30 guys playing, I mean 15 on each team. I'm just going to skip here at various parts of this video to try and condense it a bit and show you that those guys who kind of trapped themselves at the beginning in the center of the map and didn't move. There they are, 1, 2. The guys who went to the corner of the map, which is okay to advance that far, but then they stopped. Those are those 2 guys. This next game, I'm clearly the focused in these next examples, actually. Actually, the first game, too. I was clearly what the enemy team recognized as the threat. I was the only one opposing them. The only one presenting a threat to them. So, who do you shoot? Do you shoot the non-threat or do you shoot the threat? Well, of course. Right. You shoot the guy you feel is the threat. If you don't, you're making a big mistake. So, I am more often than not put on the team where I'm the only one, or the first one, that the enemy team considers a threat over and over and over again. All you gotta do is watch my videos. Please watch my compilations. They all come out. Look at how many guys I draw to myself. And that's okay. I don't mind if my team takes advantage of it. I don't mind drawing the whole team, enemy team's guns, to myself. If the guys around me can take advantage of that, you should be able to. But they don't. I get put on such terrible teams all the time. You don't even think like this. Tactics, as I said in my other video, they don't even know what tactics are. Clueless. I get put on clueless teams. There may be, the MO for me is Wargaming will give me 1, maybe 2 other guys on my team who have an idea of where the enemy is, an idea of where they have to go, an idea of where the objective is, what the objective is. In other words, I may have 1 guy or 2 guys on my team who can read the countdown clock, know what the circles mean, who know what the icons are at the top of the screen, and they can read the map. The rest of the other guys on my team, 10, 12, 13 other guys on my team, have no clue what any of those things are. And when Wargaming puts you on teams that are that useless, that stupid, that incompetent, that dumb, you have no hope in hell of winning. None. 0. I'm so glad that CCs are finally on the PC side. I'm finally kind of letting truth bombs come out. Like that. I was shocked when I heard that from him. Because, you know, and I don't expect him to say much more than that, because Wargaming, remember, Wargaming is the engine. As far as games go, the original cancel culture, censorship, gaming company. They don't tolerate, they never did tolerate. Any type of negative statements about their game that had truth, that had an element of truth to them. That's why they censored and banned as soon as a guy reposted, a former employee, who said that every aspect of this game was controlled by Wargaming. Every single aspect of this game Each and every match is controlled by Wargaming. Any mention of that article afterward would get you banned from the forums when they used to have forums. You weren't allowed to talk about that. I know firsthand. So I'm glad these guys with big channels on the PC side with much bigger audiences, of course, than the guys who are CCs on the console side have. I mean, they're the free advertisers, right? For, well, maybe not so free. I mean, they get stuff, perks and stuff, and they get, of course, favorable matchmaking and favorable RNG, of course they do. And they're even, some of them are even joking about that now. Right now it's a joke. But there's many truths in the joke, right? So they're talking about that. Guys in their comment section are talking about those things, so it's unavoidable for them to at least mention now and then. Even if it's crouched in a joke. But to say now, for a guy who's a famous and very big CC to come out and say, hey look, I can't control the outcome of a match. Right? I thought that was kind of startling. Because up to now, all we've heard is freaking bullshit about how you can control your win rate. Or this tank or that tank is a good tank because it has a good win rate. When identical tanks can have very different win rates, and they're practically identical, just reskins of each other. Not really talking about tanks here, I'm just talking about your personal win-loss experience. What he's saying is it absolutely depends on who Wargaming matches you with in each and every match. I have another, I think I deleted it, I don't know if I kept it or not, where guys are in the same map, in these same positions. In other words, they willingly box themselves into a corner and they stayed there. This is what I mean, I get put with tactical geniuses like this. The game's over. You know what? The game was over when I died right there. Because I was the only one to go to the field. These guys all put themselves in a single file. And there's 10 files wide and 10 files deep on a map. They line themselves in a single file. And these guys pitch themselves, look at this, into a corner willingly. Nobody forced them in there. They went there from the beginning of the game and they die there at the end. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I get put with tactical geniuses like this all the time. So I can't control the outcome of this game when they focus me out. The only guy who's threatening them out on the field has to be dealt with, and they dealt with me. Because the enemy team is slaughtering our team. The enemy team knows what they're doing. Our team doesn't have a clue. Just like in that other match, I could have showed you where they positioned themselves exactly the same in the city on this very same map. They trapped themselves into a corner. Willingly went there from the beginning of the match and stayed there till the end, trapping themselves into a corner. The enemy team fans out across the map. They move forward. Look at that. Easy win. Easy win for the enemy team. When you're put with guys who are tactically useless, who cannot read who can't count because they don't use the countdown clock. They don't know. They're not even looking at that. They can't read what the game mode is, and as in one of these encounter matches on my team, I lose 90%, and that's a conservative estimate. 90% of my encounter battles are losses because I'm put on teams like this. I decide this time I'm going to mix it up. I'm going to go maybe where I can stay alive a little bit longer and cover. Right? Cover the enemy team. Because look at where my guys have gone. On that left flank. Useless. You'll just keep watching this here. Completely useless. But as soon as I'm spotted, even though there's other guys around me, every gun that can on the enemy team opens up on me. Threading the needle, shoot at me. I don't mind. I don't mind that. But what I do mind is when my team can't take advantage of it. And this was a little bit promising because we have a few guys over here. The problem is the enemy team has more guys over here and more guys looking this direction. They're not concerned about the other side. Why are you concerned about that other side of the map when the objective is here in the city? But again, I put with the tactical geniuses. Tactical geniuses. This guy here gets a good shot on me through the gap there. Should have been a little bit more careful about that. He tags me there. And I'm just waiting for him to kind of make the same mistake. So that's good. I'm returning the favor of one of them, but watch for this guy was positioned and look who he's aiming at. This is what I mean by getting folks fired. I have guys, all you have to do is watch my videos. Please watch my compilation videos of Kill Beer volumes 1, 2, 3. I think I'm up to 4 now. Where I get focus fired as soon as I'm spotted, as soon as guys are able to shoot at me. I'm getting shot at. Why? Because they're looking for me. They're not looking for irrelevant pieces on the wrong side of the map. They're looking for guys who they consider a threat. Why would you waste your time shooting at somebody who's a non-threat? Well, guys who know little, even a tiny bit about tactics, don't do that, of course. But I get stuck with the other guys. Don't have a clue what they're doing. Don't have a clue where the objective is. Don't care. Can't read the countdown timer. The clock is ticking there. The enemy team controls the objective area, inside and around it. And these guys are completely out to lunch over there. That's why I included this. This is just an example. Because I could pick all kinds of examples of these encounter, and I have, and I've shown them on the channel, of these encounter battles where guys on my team totally useless, totally out to lunch. Can't count, they can't read a map, they don't know what the symbols mean. Nothing. But somehow they get rewarded by Wargaming's scoring system. This game has to be totally torn down to the bones of it and redone. The scoring system in this game is absolutely bizarre. It needs to be redone. It rewards endgame stuff, regardless of what happens. Guys can put themselves completely out of position, therefore they survive till the end of the match because they've been hiding the whole game in irrelevant areas. And they try and clean up a little bit at the end. And guess what? Bingo! Statistically, Wargaming thinks that guy's brilliant. Brilliant! He's got brilliant stats. I've shown on my channel before. Guys with huge win rates. And they have no clue what they're doing. Not a clue. I was in the comment section of a CC, and I don't like to give those guys, it's not my purpose to embarrass anybody, but the guy kept going on and on about these win rates, on and on and on. Couldn't stand it anymore. I said to him, you know what? You're not that great. You have the win rate that Wargaming wants you to have. Man, whether you win or lose, it's dependent on Wargaming. That's what this other CC was much bigger than the one I engaged in the comments section. Just finished saying. Depends on your teammates. Therefore, it depends on the matchmaking that Wargaming gives to you. And he said, how do you explain guys with 70% win rates? I said, go back and read my comment. You have the win-loss ratio, the penetration ratio, the damage ratio, the kill ratio, all that's controlled by Wargaming. That is all controlled by Wargaming. They just give you an illusion that you're under control, and you've drank the Kool-Aid. You believe that illusion. Thank God some CCs are starting to talk about this on the PC side. Imagine if more talked about it more boldly, they wouldn't be CCs for very long. Thank you.